All right, so we're back at it. LT1, I'm gonna get this one torn down today, get the heads off of it. I brought my tools to do the spring swap, so I may spring swap it here so the heads can go back on because I think we got all the parts to put this one back together. This one's the Mr. Freeze. It's gonna get tore down and get an inspection of the block. The heads are cracked, so the heads are trash. And this is a simple cam swap, so it's gotta come apart and do the cam swap. But we're gonna get started on that. Dad's got them lined up here so we can get all the crank pulley. All these crank pulleys have to come off, so figure we'd do all that at one time and then probably set up a little time lapse and we'll start picking at these things a little bit by little bit and get them torn down. So this is the cam swap one. Dad's just taking the rockers off and got the front cover loose. We got to drop the pan, get the oil pan off, but this one's one that we previously did, so it's already been DOD deleted. So lucky for us, we're not pulling heads to do the cam. We're going to do it like we did that 6.6. We'll just spin it upside down. This didn't take long. This one's pretty much completely tore down. I just got to get the lifters out here. And I'll tell you what, guys, if you're going to be hot rodding out there doing burnouts and stuff in these things, right here is going to be your problem. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. So if you bring your motor to somebody to work on and they're going to be tearing it apart anyway, go ahead and get rid of these. Either that or Google it, and then you'll stay up at night thinking about it. All right, so I just got the pan off, but I just wanted to kind of document, if y'all can see this, there's no silicone on it. So this motor, wherever it was sitting at, somebody was going to start doing some work on it maybe, but the pan has been off, and then they just bolted it back on. It was tight, it was missing one bolt, but usually you have to clean off a bunch of silicone, and it's already been kind of haphazardly cleaned. Needs a little bit more. But there's a little bit of dust on the crank, so you can tell it's been sitting in the shop somewhere uncovered, but we're not seeing anything, it's just dusty, so we'll have to blow it out and clean it up, obviously. So I'm getting ready to pull the oil pump, but before we do, we're going to reuse this pump. So I got to put the locators on it here. And then Dad's going to pin back the timing chain. I guess that will do. Man, you're gonna make somebody mad. You better get that other one. It's right here. There's a guy on there. He goes nuts. He used a 15/16 on a 24 millimeter, and this guy loses his mind. Okay. That's gonna be your deal. You know what you got to do to that.
Yep.
Get our T40 here. Take our retainer plate out. All torn down, and we got some parts from Michigan Motorsports. I prefer these factory GM head bolts. I prefer them over anything. And then of course we got our CHE trunnions. Can't go wrong with that. Best in the business. And then I'm gonna clean these heads up and probably go and do the spring swap here. Normally I take all that stuff home, but my dad would like to get this one in primer and possibly in paint. So if I can get the springs done and then the trunnions done, I mean, technically we can pretty much put this almost all the way back together and in form where he can paint it. This one here, we're still waiting on the whatever cam they're choosing. I don't know if we're going to take it any further down than what we currently have it right now, but it'll be a pretty easy process from here. And at some point today, I'm gonna rip this one apart. Dad's doing the all-important job of locking this phaser out. And the block this one came with, it does have that groove, like the last one we discussed. And the groove goes, what, away from you? And the only thing we can think of, nobody ever commented and told us anything, but the only thing we can think of is it's done like that for lubrication. So this one's getting just a 0 degree lockout. And the groove I'm talking about is that groove right there. So when you put this in, that groove's gonna face the back. So you want the flat in the front. That's the only thing we can think of is lubrication. Comp cams lifters. This is what came in the cam kit from Texas Speed. I'm gonna leave these to soak while I do a chase of threads on the block, get the block surface cleaned up, push it over here to the other side, get everything blown out and cleaned up and ready to start going back together. So I got the threads chased, got the block cleaned. Dad's cleaning up some silicone here, but he wanted to take over and told me to get these heads done. So we're not on the workbench today, we're on the floor, but that's fine. I brought my tools from my house to do these, so I'm gonna do one at a time here and get these springs knocked out. Like I said, the goal that Dad wants to do today is get the cam in, get the heads back on so he can get it in prime. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna knock this out. I'm not gonna film this part. I think I've got 2 videos out there now on the channel of doing or 3 probably now, 1 LS and probably 2 LTs. So I use the same process every time. Yep, I gotta do, I forgot. I got the trunnion sitting here. I gotta do the trunnions. We got the lifter still soaking. I got the new CHEs there. So I'll be doing the trunnion upgrade as well. Of course, we got the vise over there, so I'll be doing it on the vise, but yep. Busy day. Okay, so I got the Texas Speed double springs. I think they're 660s like we always use. Got those installed. Dad's cleaning up the head surface. Wasn't really too bad. These are pretty clean motor. I just got through putting the lash cap on. So the cam kit, Texas Speed cam kit, this one says, if you use an LT4 pump, don't put it on. Other than that, you put it on. So this is LT1 motor. So lash cap has been installed. Cam's installed, dot to dot. Number 1's up. Number 6 is up. You know the deal.
You know, pay attention to how these seals go in. If you'll see, the lip is towards the shaft, which is the internals of the motor. Here's that's your timing cover.
Yep.
And this is your new seal. So
yep.
It may not be exactly like the one that was in it, which it's not, but this will be the lip that goes inside. So you'll see this on the
Flat
outside.
On the outside.
Flat on the outside.
Yep.
These original ones are a little flimsier than these. These are a little bit better. This is the tool that you'll need to get right there to do the install. So I'm going to take it over on the bench and do that.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to put the lifters and lifter trays without, Dad's got everything alcoholed and cleaned. So I'm going to try to attempt to do this without making a big mess. We'll see how far I get. There we go, no mess there. All right, minimum mess, good deal. It's not a critical torque item.
But you don't overstretch the bolt either.
Yeah, I guess not. We still need to torque the phaser bolt down as well, which is always scary. Yep, so 48 foot-pounds, which ain't much. And then you continue with a 90 degrees, so I'm gonna have to do the 48 foot-pounds first, and that's just gonna beep right away. There it is. And then I have to set it up for degree here. Ready?
Yeah.
$65. There it is. Woo, that scares me every time.
Yep. It does.
And I'll show you why it scares me. Let's see, where's it? Here's the one that came out of it. This is why it scares me. This thing's hollow. A hollow bolt. The turkey don't like it. You like the hollow bolt? Torquing it to 90 degrees? Yeah. I'm just afraid that one day we're gonna get one and it's gonna snap off right there, I think. Yeah, I gotta get all that stuff open here.
That's a weird one.
I prefer these over
Oh yeah.
ARPs any day.
Any day.
Never had an issue with the stock GM bolts. So the hard part's all finished up. Heads are torqued down. Love GM factory head bolts. Only way to go. So much easier than dealing with those ARP stuff. So got that all finished up. We're gonna put the valve covers back on, valley cover back on, get everything kind of buttoned up and ready for paint.
And do the CHEs later.
Yeah, I'll take the rockers home and I'll do the CHEs. And then I think I'll start tearing into Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze.
Get Mr. Freeze apart. It's definitely a lot easier to take them apart than it is to put them back together.
Yeah.
Takes a little bit more time to put them back together, especially like this one. We pulled it apart, pulled the cam this morning. I did the heads on the floor here. Dad put the cam back in. Only thing left is push rods and rockers, but that ain't gonna stop us from getting it in primer.
Don't forget the primer probably tomorrow.
Gonna be a cool little build. LT1's all finished up. Now I'm gonna start tearing down this Mr. Freeze here, LD3 5.3. That's got some cracked head on it. We're gonna do an inspection and see if the block's any good anymore. And if the block's any good, we may build it, put another set of heads on it. But for now, it's just a simple tear down inspection. So definitely gonna take our time looking at everything, drop the pan, all that stuff. But no paint work that we know of at this point, just a tear down and inspection. So still into the process here, and just notice this one as we're taking it apart. It's already got, looks like Texas Speed 660 springs, titanium retainers. It's already been DOD deleted. And one thing to note, I'm just going to note it myself here. As I was pulling the timing cover bolts off, they're all covered in RTV. Gobs and gobs and gobs of RTV. So not exact, and it's still wet. Like the RTV never set up. Wow. Over torqued. Nope. Figured out the silicone mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. That's why there's silicone on every bolt. They just siliconed right over the holes and everything and just shoved bolts down in there.
Oh my God.
So this thing is very, very stuck. It's gonna be fun getting it off, but
Yeah, and then you got to wire brush every bolt before it goes back in.
so far I'm not seeing any cracks in the block, which is I guess a good thing.
That is a good thing. Yep.
But yeah, somebody, whoever built it, just not quite up to par.
No, they're not up to par.
So I'm pulling the head bolts out here, and there's black RTV on the head bolts too. Never seen that before. Don't know. And then one head bolt is loose, but stuck. But that's the one that has a big crack in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's like, see it?
Yeah. Huh.
Right here. That shows up. It'll focus. Focus. Oh, there we go, maybe. Anyway, black RTV on every head bolt. It's not, well, that one's clean, so it's not on every one of them. I don't really understand the reason why. But that head bolt there is stuck. More black RTV. Or not. There it is. So that's the one that's stuck. Why it was stuck, I don't know.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Hey.
So this is the head that has the big crack in it, right in the back of this water jacket. So we just need to focus when we start looking at the block. There was nothing visible here. I didn't see anything in the sleeve when I flipped it over, but still got to keep checking. So I'm gonna let Pops here take his time and give it a real good once over. There's the aftermath. Mr. Freeze looks buildable to us. Obviously, we can't guarantee anything. We're not a machine shop. We don't have Magnaflux and all that fancy stuff. Is that what it's called? Magnaflux?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have that thing stuff. So check it with a flashlight, rotated. The cross hatching in the block and the way the bearings feel and everything, seems this one must have just been machined at some point. It's in pretty good shape. But water jacket blew out that back of the head, and then you can see this one as well. So both heads are toast. Block seems to be good. Lots of parts. And then we still got the LME motor with every blanket we could find covering it up, because that's an expensive motor. But I think that's going to do it for us today. We're going to try to organize some of this and do a little bit of cleaning up. Thanks everybody for watching. Subscribe, like, share, ring the notification bell. Have a good one. We'll see you on the next one.